We wanted to do this documentary so people wouldn't have to always stare and take pictures, because we don't like when they take pictures, so they just knew who we are and stuff.
5 years ago, Abby and Brittany Hensel made a rare appearance in a documentary called Joined for Life, all about their lives as conjoined twins as they turned 12.
My name's Abigail Brad Hensel and Brittany Lee Hensel, and don't you dare say a thing about that.
As they've grown, much of their life is still the same. They still live in the same small town in Minnesota with their 14-year-old brother Cody, 12-year-old sister Morgan, parents Mike and Patty, and the family dog, Sadie.
He goes down there when he's...
Like most 16-year-olds, they go to school, shop, hang out with friends, and dream of the day they get their driver's license. And they've agreed to share that milestone and a few other details of their busy and very unique lives.
Okay, man.
Morning at the Hensel household starts early, and Patty's first job is to get Abby and Brittany out of bed. Not an easy task.
Oh, Mommy, no. I know.
To put it simply, Abby and Brittany are not morning people.
They needed more sleep.
When they wake up in the morning, they're usually cranky.
When they get up in the morning, they're very crabby.
From the moment they start their day, Abby and Brittany are an incredible display of teamwork. From doing their hair to putting on makeup, they appear to be totally in sync, but that doesn't mean they always agree.
It's fine, don't touch it. Believe me, we are totally different people. Abby is more into like pink and girly and preppy, and Brittany's more not into pink. I like hats, and I like different color hair, like pink and purple, and gold hats, and gold purses, and weird earrings, and stuff like that. Should we wear this? No. Okay, how about this? No. Why not? This. No, I don't like that. This. Me neither. Too hot. We usually bargain with each other, like, if you do this, I'll give you that, or we take turns. We take turns a lot. One day, Brittany will pick the outfit, and the next day, Abby will pick the outfit.
All right, so not much more to do? Just brush your teeth?
A little bit.
Okay. Ab and Britt have changed as far as they've gotten to be more independent. They have gotten to be teenagers, so things annoy them more now than they used to. Every part of their life is cooperating with each other. I think people need to look at Abby and Brittany as through the eyes of a child and just accept what you see. And quit trying to figure out, how does this work? How does that work? How do you do this? How do you do that? Who got to pick this? Who did? And just know that it works. That's what I want the world to get out of this, is that Abby and Brittany are who they are. Take it. If you want to know more, fine. You're probably never going to know all the things that you want to know, and just accept what you see.
In fact, Abby and Brittany are, in nearly every sense, perfectly normal teenagers. They don't spend much time thinking of themselves as conjoined twins. They don't ponder how to do the many amazing things they do, contemplate the definition of individuality, or how their futures might be affected by their unique situation. Those questions are left to others. Having lived in their small town since they were born, fortunately, they've become familiar to most around them. Still, they are well aware the outside world is fascinated with them.
I've had TV people come up to me and say that I owe the world more of an explanation regarding Abby and Brittany. I don't owe the world nothing. And Abby and Brittany don't owe the world anything either.
Abby and Brittany have chosen not to appear on all the talk shows or do interviews for the many magazines who make requests, although they could do hundreds. After a few appearances when they were much younger, they and their family decided that was not the life they wanted to lead. Instead, they chose to occasionally give the world an update of sorts, to answer some questions, and most of all, remind people that they are just two individuals whose greatest accomplishment is how normal their lives continue to be.
When the world has all these questions for them, number one, you might be invading their space, so you better get out because they'll just shut you off. And second of all, it's things that they really can't explain.
10 top things since we've changed since we were 11. 10, we can drive. 9, we go to high school. 8, we're into photography. 7, we like a lot of different kinds of music. 6, we like to go shopping a lot. 5, we have a job. 4, we like to go on the internet a lot. 3, we like to talk on the phone. 2, we're in a new school. 1, we talk a lot more.
Perhaps most noteworthy about their top 10 lists of interests is how typical it is for their age. Being conjoined has presented astonishingly few obstacles to leading a normal life. That is not to say there haven't been challenges. School presented a number of questions. Do they turn in 1 assignment or 2? How do they take tests? Do they both like the same classes?
Ew, that's so gross, I don't even want to touch it.
Abby likes math a lot better. Brittany would rather write something. Abby wants me to explain everything. Brittany just wants the quick answer in math. Yes, Abby.
What was 32?
32, I have 7b plus 4c, 7b minus 4c.
Barbara Hoback teaches the girls math and English and has witnessed Abby and Brittany's ability to negotiate and balance each other's desires firsthand.
5-4. One day, Abby decided she wanted to sit in the back of the room. And of course, Brittany said, fine. But they found out that they couldn't see the overhead because whichever way Abby would lean to see around the person in front would cause an obstacle for Brittany. So they went through about 3 or 4 days of trying different seats and arguing about where to sit before they settled on the front row.
Jessica, what is that? Oh, I thought it was gum. Just trying to make me feel better. Hi. Thank you. Yeah. Wonderful.
One place they don't have issues and don't argue about where to sit is at the lunch table. Abby and Brittany have a place next to their friends every day where they engage in the usual lunchtime gossip.
So guess what? I'm having a party for my graduation and you're invited. Oh, okay. Thanks.
I think when they're the happiest is when they have their friends over.
Yeah, anytime that they're involved with their friends makes them happy.
Soccer, 1 and 3. We're getting them. We're getting them. We're getting them.
We're like running for practice.
Oh, no, we don't run.
It's like coffee, yummy. Yeah.
After lunch, it's time for Brittany's favorite class, American Lit. Luckily, the teacher, Mr. Bozicki, is both of their favorites.
Mr. Bozicki turned 60! Mr. Bozicki turned 60!
Have a seat one more time. I understand you're a little rowdy. Don't be. You're only goofy sophomores. You have plenty of time to be obnoxious, right, seniors?
Right. So, do you know what I mean? Huh? Did you read it? Okay, I don't know the book.
They are very, very different. Abby is, I would say, a little more outgoing. I really appreciate her assertiveness and her demand to know more and to ask more questions.
Mr. Bozicki, for the murder accounts, the rape accounts, is it just how they described them? Yes. So how Megala described it and how...
I find myself probably joking with her more a little bit.
He's so old, he's going senile.
She's taking a quiz. Go.
With Brittany, I think she's a little more quiet, a little more reserved, thinks through some things. Maybe not quite as assertive, certainly more contemplative.
Today, there is a quiz in literature class. Using the same book, they'll each turn in a separate test sheet. But how they manage their work varies from class to class. In math, they turn in 1 assignment and take 1 test.
You need to make sure that you use the full amount of time. Of course, it's open book.
And so we came across the plan of that they would write their own papers together, and tests and quizzes and any kind of in-class participation would be done and graded separately. They do answer things differently. They do think differently. Both of them will always have separate grades.
Separate grades because they are individuals, just not in separate bodies. Watching the graceful way they move, one can easily forget every moment is an act of teamwork. Abby controls the right arm and right leg, Brittany the left. Each has no sensation of the other side of the body, but somehow intuitively they work in concert. They are, in a sense, remarkable because they seem so average. But looking back over the 16 years since their birth, it's clear that from the very start, they were extraordinary. At the time of their birth, Mike and Patty didn't even know they were having twins.
When I went into the hospital, I was expecting one child. They were telling me that when they were trying to pull them out, they felt an arm, and then they felt another arm, and then they felt what they thought was another arm. And then with pulling them out, they realized that they were conjoined twins.
The Hensels' response, even in those first hours and days, set the tone that would pave the way for Abby and Brittany's normal life. With separation surgery out of the question due to the deep connection of their two bodies, they responded to the twins not as a problem, but as their two new babies they loved instantly.
I remember they said to us before they took him to the Children's Hospital, "Do you want to see him?" It's like, well, God, yeah, you know, bring him over. And I remember they were both crying. Abby was crying tremendously, probably because she wanted to eat.
The first time I seen him, just didn't take but a second to fall in love with him. What are you gonna do? They're both your kids.
It really never did shock us or anything like that. No, it just didn't. It was just, there they were, and when did we take them home?
There were medical tests to ensure that there were no life-threatening issues and to better understand how their anatomy intertwined.
When the doctors came and talked with us, they told us that they each have a heart, that they each have a set of lungs, that they each have a stomach. From the stomach comes a small intestine. They each have that, which joins in to the large intestine. And then they have just one bladder and the female organs.
For their type of conjoinment, known medically as paropagus, survival was rare, frequently because of cardiac problems. But the Hensels, with their two healthy hearts, soon set about conquering feats far beyond mere survival. As they grew and learned to ride a bike, swim, dive, even play on the school sports teams, those who saw them were filled with admiration and questions. There has been a flurry of new questions surrounding one of their latest milestones. They're soon to get their driver's licenses, giving rise to curiosity about how they will, as two people, master a task that would seem to require a single individual be in charge.
All right, now straighten it. Hard the other way now. Hard as you can.
Girls, is there Ab and Britt?
Cody, please. You're not going to use my computer.
He needs to go start
He needs
the
my
car.
gum.
Don't worry about the gum. Go start the car, Cody. Do you want anything to eat?
No, I said no.
Okay.
Gum's good, thank you.
Gum's gonna work? Okay. Now you need a jacket.
Abby likes driving faster than me.
Why do you like to drive fast, Abby?
Because you get there faster, it's more fun.
Okay, today we're taking Cody for 2 hours of 3 hours of placement testing for high school, and then Ab and Britt are going to their last 2 hours of driver's training. Okay, all right, let's get going. Now load up or we're gonna be. You driving, girls?
Why not?
When they started driving, I was a little bit worried, thinking that they actually talk too much while they're driving, so it kind of made me nervous.
I have the concerns about them driving, and as any parent probably does when their child is in the car without them. I work in the emergency room and I see many kids come in that the radio caused the accident or the fallen CD or the fallen cell phone. To me, I thought, there's 4 eyes now looking down that road to see if a car is coming, although there's been times where 4 eyes still didn't see it.
How you doing? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, this is
Pat Foley is charged with getting the girls ready for the state driver's license test.
Today I'm working with the girls on parallel parking is probably one of the major things we're going to do, plus the 90-degree backup. It's their final lesson before they take their test on Tuesday. They're really pretty good. Their mom and dad have done a lot of work with them. They have to maneuver together, and one of the things that I noticed the first when we first went out was they were cutting their left turns a little bit. Okay, we're going to go out.
For behind the wheel, we had to have 6 hours of driving with an instructor. We learned how to parallel park and 90-degree parking and other things. This one?
No, right down here by the cars. Between the two cars, we'll go. We'll make it a little tougher for you. That's for sure. I got enough room. A little further. All right. Put it in reverse, hard to the right. Till you get to that 45-degree angle. Keep going. Keep going. All right, now straighten it. Hard the other way now. Hard as you can. Keep going, you're doing great. Super job. Excellent, even better than last time. Okay, then straighten it. And go up just a little bit.
But how do Abby and Brittany actually coordinate driving between the two of them?
Abby takes over the pedals and the shifter, and I take over and we both steer. We both steer, and I take over the blinker and the lights. We gotta go where we're going, so we know where we're going. We know what turns we have to take.
This verifies the fact they've completed their 6 hours, which is required by the state, and then Abby's going to sign.
Abigail?
This card, along with your permits you'll need. Okay. And that's yours.
This will be the first time conjoined twins have applied for a driver's license in Minnesota, and exactly how they will take the test and how many tests they will need to pass is still unknown.
When it came to get their licensure, the big question I think in everybody's mind is, how are these girls going to drive? The state just asked me, is there any limitations that these girls would have?
As the girls' physician since birth, Dr. Joy Westerdahl knows the twins' capabilities and physiology well. At 16, Abby and Brittany seem to be developing normally, but their yearly checkup is a time to keep track of any issues caused by their conjoinment.
When an adolescent comes into the office, we're obviously making sure that they're fit for sports, they're fit for their activities at school, that they're able to engage in social behaviors. Those are not unique to the girls. However, because they have 2 hearts, lungs, circulatory systems that are conjoined, I'm looking to make sure they're not developing premature high blood pressure, respiratory problems.
There you go.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay. Oh, good. Haven't seen you in a while.
No, just like 5 minutes ago, actually.
Well, maybe. I watched you drive in. How was your drive?
Good.
Was it? The process of their ability to come together is fascinating for me as a primary care doctor, because above the waist, they seem to function independently, and yet they can clap, even though one controls one arm and the other controls the other. I ask them periodically what they feel and sense. One girl cannot sense touching on the other girl's arm and vice versa. So you put her in nasocort.
Nasocort, sir.
And how'd that go for you?
I thought it was good until I got a sinus infection.
Oh. Could you taste it?
As Abby and Brittany grow into young adults,
Yeah.
it's impossible not to wonder about their future, from questions about college and careers to deeper issues such as their health, future relationships. Could they become mothers?
They do look good. I know. All right, Missy. Thank you. So this isn't the ear that's bugging you?
Both were, but...
Yeah, they're a little waxy, but nothing serious. Let's go and look at the other one.
This one was the one.
This is the one that's been bugging. Have you been swimming a lot?
No.
Is that why?
No, I've had it since all year.
Okay.
Since about December.
Okay. The physiology of a body is very complex, especially when it comes to female reproduction. It's not simply organs, but it's regulated by several centers in the brain. We have 2 brains that we're working with that have to regulate the ability to have a child. I suspect everything will go normally, but that only time will tell. Hey, how'd you go? We have 2 healthy, wonderful girls.
Although Abby and Brittany are basically healthy, their shared body has required some extra medical care. 5 years ago, they underwent spinal surgery to correct a rapidly worsening curvature of their spines. And since that successful surgery, their health has been good. But since they don't subject themselves to medical testing unless something is wrong, some things remain a mystery to their doctor.
We guesstimate what's happening in their bodies, and it would be nice to predict their future. Everyone asks, how long? You know, what do you expect for the future for these girls? Well, I expect them to live healthy, normal, happy lives, but it would be sort of nice to know, how that circulatory system is going to play out, how the respiratory system is going to play out, how are they going to adapt, and how are they going to function.
But for now, there are no pressing medical concerns. There is, however, one medical question that some, outside the family, have been asking throughout the girls' lives, the question of whether they could be separated.
I think it's important to remember to put these girls in context. They were born 16 years ago. At that time, we didn't have a lot of surgical interventions as we see now on television.
Now with more surgeries being done with other conjoined twins, you kind of wonder, did we make the right decision?
It's each to his own. Our girls are totally different. They don't have all the body parts to be separated.
They certainly don't have any issues being together. Not that they won't, not that they haven't had some. There was one situation when they were young and in the hospital. Brittany had pneumonia. Abby was getting the antibiotics. It was burning her hand. Abby had the better IV spots, so Abby got the pokes and the burning IVs every 6 hours. And that was one time when she said, I wish we were separated.
In the case of Abby and Brittany, the risks of separation outweigh the benefits.
When I think of what separating would have been for them, you know, it's pretty much, had they survived, would have had to have another half a body somehow put back on them artificially. So I'm really happy in what we've decided for our girls.
As the girls get older, the days of their parents making decisions for them is coming to an end. Would they choose separation for themselves?
No. We never wish we were separated, because then we wouldn't get to do all the things that we can do, play softball and meet new people. We wouldn't have been able to do that, and run, and we wouldn't be able to do sports and stuff like that. So, and we don't know any other way, so.
It would seem that separation would be the key to Abby and Brittany's gaining individuality, but for them, separation would destroy that. Their identity is being conjoined. They simultaneously see themselves as separate and together.
Individuality in these girls is going to be a hard concept for us to embrace, because we each have our own person. These two girls have always grown up together. So their individuality, while they're considered separate people, is always interlinked and intertwined. So it may not be a concept that we can understand. While I'm trying to create individuality, I'm also trying to learn how they work together as a unit, too.
Although both Abby and Brittany have shared every moment and experience since birth, they have developed different personalities and desires, independent from each other.
That's an ugly coffee table. I like it.
Abby's very feisty.
I have no thoughts. I have to go.
Abby always likes to be the boss of the whole house, boss of Cody.
Don't put that stuff on mine, Cody. I don't want that on there.
Okay. Wow.
Boss of Morgan.
Wash them off. Why are you on the carpet with those? Get down.
Likes to tell me how I should do things.
Mom!
The concert starts at 7?
Be there on time.
She kind of is the stingier one when we're shopping. She looks for the deals.
I was gonna suggest something, but it's $34. It's a t-shirt. That's stupid.
Brittany. Easygoing, easy to talk to, but is finding out that she's got a mind of her own also.
Do you mind?
Where she's pulling control every now and then.
Are you telling them what I told you to tell them? That's your problem. See you later.
Now, and I always tell her, oh, Brittany, you've discovered you've got vocal cords and you can yell at me now.
Want me to get those necklaces? No, I'm not wearing those.
So Brittany is almost like the firecracker of the two right now.
Can I dye my hair?
Not today.
Tone. Yeah, I want to.
And is the first one to snap at me if I've said something that they don't like.
You don't need sunglasses. Yes, no.
Brittany is the goofy one. She's funny, and she doesn't take a lot of things seriously.
As a close friend, Christy has also had firsthand experience with their driving skills.
When they were first starting out, just like anybody else, they would put the brakes on real fast, just whoa.
When they first started to drive, it was kind of scary because they would hit the brakes and go too slow and then go too fast and then too slow.
Hold on, slow a little bit down there. Don't worry. Why do you have your blinker on?
The pressure is on because tomorrow Abby and Brittany turn 16, and first thing in the morning, they head to the DMV for the driving portion of their licensing test. But the bad news is, 2 tests means 2 chances to fail. While it's just a typical weekday morning to everyone else in this small Minnesota farm town, it's a big day in the Hensel home. Abby and Brittany turn 16, and there's one thing they want more than anything else today: their driver's licenses.
On my 16th birthday, we got up and we went to get our driver's license.
The day we went for the written permit, we weren't sure what they were going to have him do, if they were going to have him take 1 test or 2 tests.
As the first conjoined twins on record to apply for driver's licenses in the state of Minnesota, officials had to figure out how to issue their license, as a single driver or as 2. They decided to treat the girls as they have been treated their whole lives, as 2 individuals.
They really didn't take any special things for us. They just made us take the test twice.
2 tests also means 2 chances to fail.
They wanted to do their driver's test the day they turned 16, even though I said, you know, if you failed, you want that on your birthday.
Thankfully, that didn't happen.
I passed. Yeah. And I ran over a sign, but I still passed. I passed. Yeah. I ran over the flag man.
Okay, these are for you too.
Thank
from
you.
me.
After many gifts and congratulations from their friends, the question now is, what is planned for tonight? Abby and Brittany would love to see their friend Christy, but they think she's out of town.
Something's going on because my mom was talking to her on the phone last night. And she accidentally...
The school day ends with their favorite teacher, Mr. Bozicki, who doesn't hesitate in asking the tough questions.
So have we decided who's in charge of the radio?
That'd be me all the way.
All right. Is that because you have better musical taste? Or is that because you sit close to the radio? Exactly. All right. I'm intrigued by this.
Good.
Right. So your windshield wipers and cruise control, and your radio and defogger.
And the gas and the brake.
I just thought about all the complicated part. I'm proud of you guys. Nice work.
Birthday or not, there's still homework to be done, and that must come before they celebrate with the family. What they don't know is that their mom, Patty, has a special surprise planned for them.
Chrissy! Shut up! You're here! What's up?
I heard you passed.
Yeah, I passed. I ran over a flag.
You used a basketball?
Yeah.
Good job.
Second time. They made me do it twice.
Why?
1 for each of us.
Okay, you want to open a few gifts and then get to homework?
Sure.
And then we can go out to eat.
We got from our mom and dad the computer, but I had to pay for some of it.
What is it?
It's from Cody. It's the free eyeliner samples mom got.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you come up with that?
Oh, look. Cute. A little digital camera case.
Today is Ab and Britt's 16th birthday. Cody, you want to light the candles? We are going to have their favorite angel food cake baked by their grandmother. If we get the candles lit, go.
You like
Make a wish.
Cody, stop.
As this special day comes to a close, so does Abby and Brittany's youth in some ways. Teetering between adolescence and young womanhood, the girls must face the challenges ahead as they mature into their late teens. They are navigating the road of independence, yet still need their parents, so yes, there will be bumps along the way.
Definitely, they're 16 now, so I'm hearing things come out of teenage mouths that surprise me sometimes.
Give me my hat.
But deep down, when the day is over, I know they love me, and I don't know why I'm gonna cry about that.
And always, there will be the unique issues to being conjoined.
This is Abby's driver's license, and this is Brittany's driver's license.
The day Abby and Brittany Hensel have been waiting for has arrived. They are fully licensed drivers and ready to roll.
Sing this song in the SUV, turned up loud to the meters peak, windows down so we feel the breeze. As long as I got it, then I'm gonna spend it. As long as I got it, then I'm gonna spend it.
We like to drive when we... No, I can't say it. Never mind. Just keep going. No. Don't. I don't know. I'll say it. Okay. Our best part about driving is when we turn all the way. Oh, brother. Okay. Put. We like driving when we can put roll. That's the word. Okay. Start over. Stop. Okay. We like driving when we roll all the windows down, turn the bass and the treble up really loud, so the car shakes and you can hear the bass really well when you're listening to rap. That's our favorite part.
There are bigger issues when driving than just who controls the music. What about who gets the ticket?
I've talked with Abby and Brittany about, what happens if they are pulled over, if they would each get a ticket, or maybe Abby would get the ticket if they were speeding, being she has her foot on the accelerator. I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens.
With Abby and Brittany, the unknowns are endless. The girls themselves are continually discovering more about how their bodies work together.
And even the other day, they were on their bellies going, feel that, feel that, feel that, and Brittany'd say when she'd start to feel it.
What I don't know about Abby and Brittany is exactly how the pathophysiology works. We guesstimate what's happening in their bodies.
You should, no, don't, no,
No, I'm gonna make the ones that Grandma makes.
What kind does Grandma make?
Cuts out the corn, puts butter, and
does she microwave it? Okay, let's get the, do you want me to do that? Your knife skills aren't, like, perfected yet. Here, let me do that. There's still times when I think, geez, how did they figure that out? Or how, it's just amazing how they did that. How they could reach over and itch somebody's mosquito bite and yet not feel that sensation. Because Abby pretty much feels what's on her side of the body, and Brittany feels what's on her side of the body. How is that?
Hot.
There you go. So this is what we gotta bring the pianos. We can't beat that pile. Some of it is just stuff that I don't know that we'll ever know how they know some of the stuff they know about each other.
Beyond the physical coordination they have mastered, there is a connection because they are conjoined that goes even deeper than other identical twins, allowing them to finish each other's sentences or jointly compose an email or instant message with very little discussion out loud.
When we're IMing or writing emails, we normally just say I am or not we are for some reason. I don't know why. But when we type, we say what we're gonna say out loud, like we speak it, and then we type it. And if we have different opinion on something, we'll be like, Abby says this and Brittany says that. Hello. Hi, Nancy. Good, how are you? Yeah, I did. Did Matt tell you all about it?
From talking on the phone to playing softball, the question, how do they do that, could go on forever. But there are many other questions on the horizon, like how will they date?
I hear them and their girlfriends talk about guys, but they probably aren't going to be sharing that with me right now, who they may have a crush on or what they're feeling. But I'm sure they do. The way I see them interact.
The whole world doesn't need to know who we're dating or what we're gonna do and everything.
As for motherhood, only time will tell.
Ab and Britt have made comments before that they'd like to be a mother, or how many kids are they going to have, kind of thing. That is probably something that could work because those organs do work for them. I guess we haven't went into too much discussion about it because, number one, it isn't an issue right now.
Yeah, we're gonna be moms. We haven't thought about how being moms is gonna work yet. We're just 16. We don't need to think about that right now.
What they do need to think about is how they're going to spend their summer because school is finally out.
summer, we'd like to go to the beach. We have to work a lot and swim and shop and hang out with friends.
The family is also considering a big summer trip, but first they have to agree where to go.
Abby wants to go to Disney World because we haven't been there before, and Brittany doesn't want to go to Disney World because she thinks it's too big.
What does that mean specifically? Like too many people, or?
Yeah.
Why don't you like that?
Because I just don't. I don't like being around people. A lot of people.
The slower pace of summer at the Hensel house provides a rare opportunity for Mike to cook breakfast for the family.
I just think they want me to cook. Most of the time, they don't eat it all. I'll say, I made you 2 eggs.
They just want you to do it for them, yeah.
I think they just want to visit with me in the mornings because they just don't have the time with me as they'd like.
Fueled up for a big day of shopping, the girls drive over to pick up Christy, which gives Abby and Brittany a chance to offer a few friendly fashion tips to their sister Morgan.
Fashion tip number 1 by Abby and Brittany Hensel. You have to wear nice shirts with good pants, not good pants with t-shirts. Tip number 2, actually do your hair a little bit. Don't just throw it up in a ponytail every day, or leave it down.
And ponytail we have, and t-shirt.
Tip number 3, don't wear black with brown. Doesn't look good. Gravy!
We're going shopping!
Yeah! Oh boy. I don't know way before anymore. Those are pretty.
We are going shopping for Texas. Shopping basically for more swimsuits. I mean, I already have 3, but I'm sure they have like 3 or 4 already, but we need more, you know.
Do you like this?
Finding clothing is not as difficult as one might think, although the shirts generally need tailoring.
The biggest challenge for them when they go shopping are shirts. Pants have never been an issue. Shoes has never been an issue because they love shoes. But anyway, so the tops are the biggest issue.
Stuff like that. I got this, Christy. Except it's a little smaller.
We've had a couple good seamstresses. One that has just lasted forever for us is Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Kim.
Kim is able to take clothing Abby and Brittany buy off the rack and tailor them to fit the girl's unique body. Today, she is taking an extra large t-shirt with 1 collar and making space for 2 collars.
Taper it in. So you want to leave it wide so you can do the tie, but you also want the 2 necks and it narrow enough so we shorten the sleeves.
Yeah.
Okay. So just in the fronts of their garments, we need to make sure they're spaced closer in the front, further on their backs. And so I make sure that I cut away as little as I can for the back and a little bit more in the front. And then we always have to put a piece between the necks to allow for a little more space. That's got to be so it doesn't dig into their necks as much right there. This particular one, the girls want to try something different. They want to slice it and tie it and make it a little shorter.
A few seams later and the shirt is ready for the girls' final touches.
And this will just erase in the water.
Oh, yay. Then I get to wear it to the baseball game.
When is that?
Sunday. I'm not wearing that. It's going to be hot.
So this trip to Kim's produced another stylish t-shirt perfect to take on vacation.
See you, Patty.
Bye-bye.
Bye, girls.
Have fun, Kim.
I shall.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I'm here.
Hi, guys. How are you guys?
Hi,
How are you?
Good.
Good. Hi, Abby. How are you? What should we do?
Good.
Should we go pick peas, Abby? Yeah, come on, let's go.
Another part of their busy summer includes babysitting. They have a number of regular clients. Today, it's Deanne's kids, Jack, Maya, and Abby, who Abby and Brittany have sat for 3 years. The fact that Abby and Brittany are conjoined was never an issue for Deanne.
I've, seen Abby and Brittany since they were little, and I know they can do all the things that they need to do to keep my kids safe.
They're also a lot of fun.
My children love Abby and Brittany. If we ask them, who do you want to have for a babysitter tonight? They say, Abby and Brittany, right away. So that's their first choice for a babysitter.
From Abby and Brittany, I've learned that even though people are different, they're still special.
How they do? Good.
With some money in their pocket, Abby and Brittany are ready for their trip to Texas.
Bye, Mom.
Okay, all right, I want both phones hanging on the chargers.
Don't you look at me like that, like I'm some kind of monkey.
Summer just isn't complete without a family vacation. So the Hensels are headed to Texas to visit their close friend, Tamra.
Yeah, I know, and you always make fun of me, so don't call that. Tamra had conjoined twins a couple years ago, 8 or 9 years ago, and her girls died about 2 hours after they were born. And she saw us on TV, so she called. They gave her our number, and we've been friends with her ever since.
Finally, all the bags are packed, and the Hensels, plus one, are off. Unfortunately, Mike's busy work schedule means Abby and Brittany's dad can't join them until later in the week.
People sometimes can be kind of stupid. Like, they ask my friends if they're my mom or how they did that, or they take pictures of us when we're on vacations or follow us. We don't mind when people ask questions. That's better than taking pictures or being mean about it.
Houston, Texas, home of Minute Maid Park, the Astros, and a really big van of baseball fans. This crowd is suited up and ready to play.
Abby and Brittany love sports so much, and so I thought it would be really cool to try to get them on the field to an Astros game and possibly have the opportunity to meet some of the players and shake hands and get a few autographs and truly see what the Astros stadium is like from the field looking up.
A lot of good-looking baseball players down here.
Y'all like baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Y'all like the Astros or the Twins?
We absolutely hate when people take pictures of us and try to video camera us.
Then suddenly, Abby and Brittany realize they're being videotaped by someone who has not asked them for permission. This is the risk they take when they leave the protective environment of home.
Abby and Brittany, number one, I guess, have feelings. There's something that really annoys them, and that's when people feel they have the privilege to just turn around and snap a photo of them without asking them or even talking with them, or it drives them crazy because they feel like they're being violated.
Despite the run-in with the cameraman, the game ends on a high note. And after a few more days of Texas, the family makes it home safely. With summer winding down and their junior year ahead of them, the girls start thinking about their future. When asked at 12 what they wanted to be when they grew up, Abby and Brittany answered pop star and teacher. Although they are still keeping their options open, the list has changed.
We might want to go into photography, child development, or stuff with kids, interior designing, architecture, or fashion design.
As with anyone, the future holds questions. True, for Abby and Brittany, some of the questions are unique.
But I'm intrigued to know, are they going to be hired as one or as two? Are they going to be able to share salaries, or do they, all of those things I think yet are to be determined. And so You know, I'm taking an approach on wait and see, but I certainly am looking forward to be a part of their lives for another 2 years.
And after those 2 years, what about college?
Okay, after school.
Yeah.
All right.
We haven't thought that much about where they would go to college. Depending on the day, Brittany has said she's going to be as far away as possible. We know Abby doesn't want to be too far away. So, you know, I wouldn't say they won't go out of state. They may. We just don't know that yet.
Another unknown is whether colleges and the ACT will accommodate Abby and Brittany's unique learning and testing styles the way their high school has.
Same issues that I'm dealing with on a small basis as, you know, their national basis, because colleges are going to be interested in, you know, how are we handling them, just as we had to decide how are we going to handle that thing. So, you know, my interpretation is it's fair that they both be allowed to take it separate.
The most amazing thing about Abby and Brittany is that whether they're having a good day or a bad day, just being themselves, getting through life every day together is what's inspiring.
No problem.
Their personalities make them inspirational, and the things they do, they never give up, they keep trying. Anything they wanted to do, they go out and do it.
This is our room. This is our book stand. This is our nightstand. This is our bed. Those are pictures of our friends from 8th grade. This is our dresser. This is my jewelry box. This is our closet, and this is all our clothes.
It's September now, and the girls have entered their junior year. Like every other person their age, questions about the future loom large. Although all the answers may not be known, some things are certain. They'll face whatever comes with the same positive, competitive attitude that has carried them through their youth.
A lot of people have sent us letters with kids that aren't as healthy as Abby and Brittany, and they see the future for their kids. At first, maybe they thought it wasn't going to be easy, but now they see Abby and Brittany, what they've done, and I think they've inspired thousands of people.
There's 2 things I think we can learn from the girls. Number 1 is cooperation. These girls have the ability to work within a framework, resolve conflict right then and there. They have no choice. And the second thing is how to recognize and adapt to different people within the world and structure and framework right now, which I think is huge.
I hope for their future that they live a long, healthy life, get a good job, whatever, get married if they want. If they don't have to. That's up to them. And just as long as their health is good.
As far as the future with Ab and Britt, the 2 things that we always pray for are good health and happiness.
The greatest hope for Abby and Brittany may be that they continue through life as they always have, as 2 people who, no matter what, have the love and support of family, friends, and each other.
Yeah.
Oh my God, let me see.
What is the best thing about being conjoined twins?
The best thing about being conjoined twins is there's always someone there to talk to, and you're never alone.